Dearly redheaded, we are choosing consciousness today to get through this thing called grief. Interesting word, grief. It means love, which makes for a mighty good joke. But I'm here to tell you, there's nothing else. Just joy. And if the big picture tends to bring you down, go crazy once your life goes. Woo!
I squint when I talk to you and my makeup runs, and I'm not giving a shit, so I'm going to continue to squint. I
can't see you, so...
it's really not a big deal. I don't even know why I bother to wear makeup. Did I tell you I had my eyelashes stained black?
No.
Oh my gosh. Never had done that. It takes like a half an hour. I wish I had asked that question before they started doing it. Woo! That was a long half an hour. Anyway, I don't know if I'd do it again, but I was doing that to avoid using mascara and, whatever. So this is episode 4. I said to you about 15 minutes ago in the last episode that I wanted to talk about how people fall into the throes of throwing somebody under the bus, so to speak, and then I deviated. So I want to go back to how people are influenced against the person who's trying to crawl out from under. I don't know how else to say it. These people... I think they're... Go ahead.
Sorry. I think on a level there is also a fear for the people trying to crawl out of not having it anymore.
Not having what?
Not having the abuse cycle anymore. Like they're not attached to this person anymore. Like everything, them crawling out extinguishes everything. So all the good, all the bad, which is also, I think, a tether that keeps them into the relationship.
Say more about that.
Okay. So when somebody's in this type of covert abuse, they're getting something out of it too. It's not just the abuse. They're getting their own supply out of it. Whether it's the breadcrumbing or the actual abuse, leaving that, I think, is not talked about enough in how scary it could be for the person leaving, that whatever they had experienced or the fantasy of what they might experience will all be gone.
I think that depends on where you are in your healing.
Oh, totally. Totally. But if you're in the midst of initially, if we're talking about people crawling out.
Okay, right. I said it myself. I got it.
Yeah. If you're in that stage of trying to crawl out, you're at that beginning stage of your healing where you're just trying to put together some kind of grounding. And that could be a very... Because if we're really talking about Stockholm Syndrome, the people that are trying to crawl out are also going to be feeling bad for the person they're trying to leave. That is a real thing. I mean, I've witnessed it in not only my relationship, but I've witnessed it since then in others that are going through it, where they start having these overwhelming feelings of guilt and remorse that they are leaving this person, they are abandoning this person, even though they are fully aware of how this person is treating them and how, they feel sad all the time. They're They know that this person is not supportive. They know this person is outright abusive. They know this person is cheating on them, but yet they still feel bad. They still feel guilt. They still feel that they're abandoning this person. To me, that's what distinguishes Stockholm Syndrome.
Again, I don't disagree, and this is why I like doing this with you. I feel that way only towards the abusers that I know aren't the initiators. They're the ones supporting the initiators. And for those who are in this, and I know how things are going to play out, or I have an idea, and I can't do anything about it, and I feel powerless. But that's when I surrender to my soul's journey. And that has taken the longest, because that's what keeps me tethered to 3D. But I think it must be challenging for those. I know it is, because they still want to harass me. For them to let go of that, really, there's a consciousness involved in their treatment of you. So, they're losing one of their most satisfying connections in their mind. I felt like when my mom died, and you were there, I was finally free. I just didn't expect what happened with my sons, but I should have. I had an inkling, because I was guided to be aware, but aside from that, had I not been guided to be aware, it would have felt like I was blindsided. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And those two boys I'd slit my throat for either one of them. But that's about it. The rest of them can go fuck themselves. I don't feel that. Maybe that's the spectrum. I know that plays a role. Especially when I started to hear how very often people say, I'm an empath, I'm an empath, I'm an empath. I'm like, yeah, you're an empath because of your survival skills, because you understand how other people are wounded. I get it. But that's not a healthy kind of empathy. That's the empathy.
No, it's more of a codependent empathy.
That's a rage.
Actually.
That's a rage response.
Yeah.
If you haven't raged coming out of all of this, the healthier you get, there's just a symbiotic. Is that the word I mean? Yeah, I think I wish it was different, but I don't know. I don't wish it was. I was reading something over the last couple days where part of estrangement is you wish it could be different. I don't have those feelings. I don't. I wish they would look at themselves. I wish they didn't do it to their own kids, and I wish they wouldn't use other people's wounds to justify what they got away with. That kind of stuff. But I don't know. I sometimes wish one particular individual would just come clean and open the floodgates for healing in our family. But that's my angle on it.
Yeah, that's I've had those fantasies too.
I just took a sip of coffee. Is it a fantasy? Fantasies don't come true. That's why they're fantasies, right?
I mean, I've had it too, because it's like, oh well, if this person, but then I think about it, well, what would that actually change for me?
It wouldn't.
Because it wouldn't. It's all on the inside of yourself. So like these lessons that we're learning are our learnings, not necessarily family learnings. And look how much work and dedication and bandwidth it takes to dive through this in ourselves. I mean, and then we're asking the people in our families that are in these perpetual cycles, in our minds, we're asking them, like, just if only you would do this work.
But that's not what I'm doing. It's not, I know what I said, but it's not like I think they're going to do it. But this is like the difference between water torture and being shot in the face. Therapy today demands us to go through water torture, right? I was always like with my ex, just shoot me in the face, tell me what I'm dealing with so I can make a decision about it. And he can never shoot me in the face because the water torture was so much more appealing. You with me?
Yes.
So now I have said to my sons, I don't need their apology. But how hard, sometimes my one son has inadvertently said things along the line of Nietzsche, Jung. He doesn't mean to. It's who he is. And he said to me one time many years ago, he goes, and he used to call me Jan, it's not that deep. And in one level, it really isn't. All my ex-husband would have to say, I was a really fucking shitty husband. That's it. Like certain members of my family would say, yep, it's true. She was scapegoated. We teamed up pretty violently. It sucked. And now I'm being a little facetious, but there's an element of truth in it. Because then what is the child left to do? The child's left to, navigate that the abuse was real to whoever experienced it. And then you got a decision to make about the authenticity of both relationships. It gives both relationship an opportunity. Acknowledgement is huge. Accountability is huge.
Definitely.
When my son said, and I'm still just very, when my son opted to forgive me for what I put him through when I had my rage incident, I assume that's like I don't want to get into I don't want to go there now, but I said yes, it's important to forgive others, but it's most important to forgive yourself. That's the hardest fucking thing, is forgiving yourself. That's why I think I don't feel that towards people who I don't know. I don't miss it. I don't miss it. There was nothing to miss. And when I separated, when I finally separated from my family, it was time. It was strategic with what I had yet to experience. It was strategic when I finally was able, when my brain was capable of facing what I went through with my ex. And now I just feel like I sort of feel like I'm on the image of the Grinch just came to me when that tree is teetering on the top of that hill. Like there's no place else to go now but down off this. And I mean that in a good way. Make sense? We're different people. I'm not trying to use coercive control. Yeah, I mean it's bizarre. It's life. I mean, it's been my whole fucking life. Anyway, so and now I've really been squinting and I got black rings under my eyes. I can feel them. But I was trying to, when you're indoctrinated into this and you don't know you're indoctrinated, I talk to people all the time who have been indoctrinated and again, me being me, what question do I say to these people to help their brain? Okay, you've defended yourself. You've stated your case. Has anything changed? And that's been like my number one question for people who are trying to get out of this. I had somebody say to me recently that somebody they're living with has moments of clarity of the magnitude of the damage they've done. And my brain's going ding, 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 ding. We have a winner. We have a winner. But that's what they're accepting of that person. And they will continue to accept it.
Yeah.
That should be what makes you walk out the motherfucking door.
Right.
They have moments of clarity. Well, yep. I did that for 20 years. So you just can't, you gotta, I mean, in that sense, I agree with psychology. You meet people where they're at, but I'm not a fucking therapist. I think therapy needs to push people along who can handle it and who are asking for it, by the way. I asked for it. I asked to be shot in the face. Anyway, trying to bring this back to how people are recruited and indoctrinated into their support of people who are manipulative. All right. The people that are manipulative, whatever you want to call them, they're dangerous because of what they can get other people to do for them. This is how they're recruited to carry messages, spy, apply pressure, shame you, check you, defend them, attack your character, and do the dirty work. While the fill in the blank manipulator sits back looking innocent. How are we? Time? 17. And the cold part, these folks that are indoctrinated are not evil people. They're good people. They're emotionally hijacked and manipulated. So how do they trick people into becoming a flying monkey? How do they indoctrinate them? This was big for me. They start with a concern story. They don't say, help me destroy them. They say, I'm worried about them. I don't know what's happened to them. They've been acting different. I tried so hard. They weaponize sympathy. You like it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I when I read that, I was like, oh, okay. Duh. But I had to read it.
Right.
In my family, depression was weaponized. People would use their depression for empathy and sympathy. I just didn't know how. They smear you with selective truth. They tell a story that starts at the moment you finally reacted. They leave out the gaslighting, the disrespect, the boundary crossing, the years of pressure. So you look crazy and they look calm. Again, duh, right?
Yeah.
They recruit helpers and fixers. They target people who hate conflict and love peace. The peacemakers, the church folks, the family elder, the mutual friend, the therapist type, people who think they're helping, not realizing they're being used. Did the therapist type just go ring-a-ding with you?
Well, yeah, I mean, I knew this. I discovered this through Dr. Romney talked about this, and Professor Sam Vaknin. I think I talked to you about him before.
Vaknin?
Vaknin.
You have mentioned him before, but he was the person giving the seminar in Macedonia. He's like on the real front end of this stuff, like in the 80s, correct?
Correct. He's the one that helped me dig out.
Have you ever watched him live?
Yes.
What do you think?
I like him because if you want to be shot in the face, he's the one to do it. Versus the water torture. He's the one, he lays it out on, without any bullshit. He's not afraid to be controversial in it. I mean, and I really agree in how he describes empathy in people, and how it's like it really made a lot of sense, and how he says that it's a type of inverted narcissism. It's a type of codependency as a survival tool, and often like a hypervigilance, because it's deriving supply by being helpful.
It's offsetting rage.
Yeah, and it's playing an equal part, and that's also part of digging out, is knowing your own role.
Yes. I hope that's obvious.
Yeah. Anyway, go ahead.
No, he's the one that I started to watch this Macedonia. I don't dislike him, but I have to take it in doses. And he started to say a few things that were so powerful, I stopped watching because I was like, fuck, I need my yellow pad and listening to this. I just can't listen.
I know. I completely agree. It's everything. It's like a seminar. You have to take notes. You have to be dialed in, because he goes so deep on it and connects so many things. And I started listening to him about, I don't know, back in like 2019, 2019, I think. And just trying to put together some pieces here. And I don't know. He's like my go-to in this kind of stuff.
I will send you that seminar. Maybe that would be something then on the next time we speak, we could speak to that, because it is, sure. He is speaking at a college or wherever the hell he is.
Yeah.
And he coined, what the hell did he coin? He sticks with narcissism, though. He doesn't deviate. Well, let me shut up until I've watched it. So stepping back about 5 or 10 minutes, they target people who hate conflict and love peace, the therapist type. That was why I was always the voice of reason in my family, until one day I wasn't. And that was like a light switch when I started to need things, whether it was help with my mom or I just expected human decency or whatever the hell it was. And all of a sudden that changed. Because in being the voice of reason, that was how they were able to convince me I had value, whereas the value was more or less that the service I was providing to them in the care of my mother, etc. So that's why I asked because you're very insightful and a pleasure to talk to about this shit. So I was wondering that if you were like the voice of reason in your family.
Yeah, at times when they want me to be. They do tend to rely on me for like being a voice of reason, for, logical things, like, just takes on it. But it's really only when it suits them. It's not a, it's an in and out thing.
It's not like you changed their mind. Yeah. Yeah. All right. We're up. This was 4? Oh, fuck. Sorry. All right. So there's still a few more to go through here. Are you finding this valuable? And not just for you, but for those listening, how people get indoctrinated into being representatives for others? Are you liking it?
I mean,
I know you know it.
I don't know. I don't know if it's coming across clear or I don't know. I'm just talking. I'm not really thinking about how it's coming across, which is probably not a good thing.
That's all right. This stuff is like, it's like talking about, I don't know. I mean, I know that I have a very concrete mind very often, but this stuff to me is very abstract. It's like taking a formula and trying to solve for A, B, C, D, and E, and just hitting enough of the high notes that somebody's going ring-a-ding with the information. That's my goal.
Yeah, that they can find pieces to relate to that might give them insight in their own situation.
Yeah, and as much as people think that abuse and trauma are the boo-hoo words of the last 2 decades, we have not even begun to help people move through this stuff, and we can and we should. It should be quicker. I'm sorry. Thank you for listening and supporting Natural Born Redhead. If you follow the bouncing balls, please like and subscribe. If you know someone interested in sparing others grief and inciting joy, message me on Facebook or reach out via my website, Natural Born Redhead. J-Ma.